GMO is a public interest matter, and of late has brought a lot of debate. So it is necessary to equip journalists to be able to report accurately.
News is perishable. That when I call you and tell you I want an interview, I mean today, because the newspaper must be published tomorrow. The news must be on air today. So while I understand you're busy, sometimes you may need notice. Unfortunately, the story most times does not give us notice.
Sometimes scientists are very, cautious about engaging journalists because I think there is an assumption that they're going to report something inaccurately.
Recently, there has been a lot of debate about GMOs in Kenya, especially after the restrictions were lifted by government in Kenya. First of all, I'm very excited that we were able to host this GMO 101 course for the journalists and science communicators in collaboration with the AFIDEP as well as in partnership with the African National Biosafety Authority of Kenya.
AFIDEP being a research institute, we appreciate the role that the media plays in terms of educating the masses and setting the agenda for discussion. So for GMO 101, we were very interested in getting the journalists to learn the right information.
So basically this platform is about discourses, discussions, conversation, open conversations. But here what we are trying to tell media, that then let those conversations be factual, let them be based on evidence, let them communicate value to the target audiences.
Definitely what we've been missing is an opportunity to learn about these technologies, the BT technology, how it is arrived at, and that one makes it difficult for us to report. Okay, we can report, but we cannot report factually as it is required because this is science and science has no alternatives.
I felt that there was a gap that needed to be filled, and the gap was to try and at least lay the foundation for the journalists so that if they have a story to tell, at least they will be telling it with the facts and not on things that they are not sure about.
A clear understanding of the basic science and issues around the whole area helps readers, viewers and listeners to avoid misinformation, unnecessary alarm whenever the topic GMO is approached.
You seek and report the truth. That's a principle in journalism. So whether you like GMO, whether you don't like, that's not the position. You write and provide a marketplace of ideas for others to read. And you are not judgmental, you are not making your own position known unless it's a column, but if you are doing news, purely you seek and report facts as they are.
We had really good experts demystify the different components of genetic editing and genetic biotechnology and genetic modification. And we had people from regulation, we had people from policy, we had researchers come in, and we also had scientists come in.
The training was timely, the process was good, and timely in the sense that it has come at a time when Kenya has just approved cultivation, importation of GMO crops. A lot of journalists don't understand GMO. GMO in itself, it is science, and it requires specialists to break down this message or the concept of GMO or the technology behind GMO so that journalists can understand, and that makes it easier for them to explain to the members of the public.
So my expectation of meeting scientists was met. My expectation of also learning from other journalists was met. And my expectation also of understanding the process of regulation, which is also very intriguing, was met.
Now it's easy for me to tell people when communicating what is gene, what is synthetic biology, all those things that people don't understand, and also making people understand how GMO technology works, because I feel that's a gap that has been there, and all we thought or knew is GMO is bad for your health. But now with the facts availed for the trainers, from the trainers in the last 3 days, It's easy now to tell stories that will change the perspectives of people, make people understand, and of course give people that perspective of making decisions of whether to adapt the GMO, having well-informed minds, so that it's not a thing of grey areas.
Being able to have created networks that will allow me to engage more stakeholders within the conversation, then that would make my stories more complete and allow me to tell quality stories to my audience.
We are expecting to see articles that are based on evidence, articles that are led by research and not one-sided research. I'm expecting to see articles that interrogate real issues, yeah? Not based on rumors, not based on hearsay, but those that interrogate real issues, provide data, provide information, reliable information. And hopefully it will make a change, who knows.
There will be a continuous engagement, and one of the things that has happened during this workshop is to be able to establish some network, to be able to give them contacts for people they can always come around and talk to. And I believe those networks will be able to build their capacity to report the truth about GMOs and be able to demystify GMOs in a balanced way so that the public can be allowed to make their choices.
Let science speak, so it's not opinion, it's not conjecture, but let science speak. And that's the beauty. In the end, science will win.